CC, one word to describe today.
Only one word. Unreal. That's fire. Honestly, unreal.
When Caitlin Clark made her return to the Carver Hawkeye Arena, something electrifying took over the place. The crowd went wild, reaching a deafening 116 decibels during player introductions, louder than some NFL and NBA games. And she hadn't even touched the ball yet. When Caitlin Clark sank a 36-foot three-pointer from the same spot where she shattered Kelsey Plum's NCAA scoring record, the entire arena trembled. 7 months away from the court didn't change a thing. Caitlin Clark's homecoming wasn't just another game, it was a powerful preview of what's to come in 2025. In this video, we'll break down the unforgettable moments you might have missed during this iconic game. If you're pumped for the upcoming season, drop a "fired up for the Fever" in the comments below. Let's go!
What does it mean to you to be going back to play at Iowa, but this time with your jersey in the rafters?
Yeah, I'm super excited to go back and play at Iowa. Obviously a place that has meant a lot to me, and we've had so many amazing games inside that arena, so it'll be fun to be back in front of those fans, and honestly to get to introduce those fans to all my new teammates. And the Indiana Fever I think will be really special because they love supporting all of us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I know it's gonna be a special day.
What happens when a local legend returns after dominating the basketball world? Iowa City showed us, and it was even louder than anyone could have predicted. Hours before tip-off, fans were already lined up outside Carver Hawkeye Arena. They weren't just there for the game. They wanted to watch Caitlin Clark's warm-ups and soak in every second of being in the same space as her. The line stretched around the building, with people waiting outside in the May weather just for the doors to open. All this excitement for a preseason game that wouldn't even count toward the standings.
What are you the most excited to show your teammates around campus?
Ooh. Honestly, I'm most excited to show them how cool Iowa City is. Like, people don't realize how good of a college town that place is. My teammates just expect it to be cornfield, but I'm like, no, it's one of the greatest colleges. So yeah, downtown Iowa City is where it's at. So we'll give them a little tour, and I'm sure they're gonna want to come back.
7 months away from professional basketball felt like forever. We all missed every single moment Caitlin Clark was on the court. The big question was, what would she do in her first play back? Would she sink a logo three? Well, those questions were answered the moment Clark stepped onto the floor. The crowd erupted instantly. This wasn't just any cheer. We're talking about a roar that hit 116 decibels during player introductions. That's louder than most NFL games, even louder than playoff basketball, all for a player intro in a preseason game.
Yeah, getting to go back to Iowa, it's so exciting. I obviously haven't really been there much since I left about a year ago. And I think just getting to see people that have supported me throughout my career and continue to support me is going to be incredible. But also, like, they're the biggest Indiana Fever fans too now. Like, they want to meet all my teammates. They want to cheer for my teammates. And I was telling some of the girls this the other day, I'm like, they're gonna go crazy for you too.
This wasn't just any arena for Caitlin Clark. This was Carver Hawkeye, the place where she became a household name, shattered records that once seemed unbreakable, and turned women's college basketball into must-watch TV. Iowa has earned its title as the epicenter of women's basketball because of Clark. The walls of this arena have witnessed her transformation from a promising freshman to a basketball legend. And the fans, they were willing to pay an average of $670 per ticket. Not regular season prices, not playoff prices, but I need to be there for a historic moment prices. Some fans drove hours, crossed state lines, even took days off work just to watch their hero return to her home court.
Finding affordable tickets for the Indiana Fever preseason game against Brazil at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Seats at the arena for the May 4th matchup between the Indiana Fever and Brazil were first offered to season ticket holders and a few top donors. Didn't take long for them to be gone.
Even Caitlin Clark's teammates understood just how big this moment was. Lexi Hull wore a number 22 Iowa jersey during pregame, a heartfelt gesture that showed this wasn't just any game for her teammate. This was a true homecoming.
You're gonna have signs about you. They want your autograph. They want a high five from you. And I think that's what I appreciate about them the most is like they want to cheer not only for myself, but everybody else on this team. And they have so much fun watching us. So now getting to take the Indiana Fever to them and their environment. I was telling Lexi and some of the other girls this other day is like, this will be the loudest arena arena you have ever played in. They're going to scream, they're going to cheer. When I tell them to get up, they're going to get up. So it'll be fun to get to go back there since my last time playing there in the NCAA tournament my senior year. So it should be really special.
You could see the emotion hit Caitlin Clark as soon as she stepped onto the court. Her eyes scanned the familiar arena, now packed with 15,000 fans, a place that had launched her into basketball legend. But now she wasn't just a college star, she had returned as a professional who'd forever changed the game. This homecoming wasn't just about reminiscing or ceremonial moments. As Clark stepped up for tip-off, it was clear. This night wasn't just symbolic, it was her chance to prove that her bond with Iowa was as strong as ever, and that her game had only gotten better during her time away. When the ball went up for the opening tip, the entire arena leaned forward in anticipation. Clark settled into her position, and that same sharp focus took over. No one in that arena could have predicted just how the night would unfold, but they were about to witness something incredible, and it would all start with a shot that shook the place to its core.
Clark, pull up three, you bet!
In sports, there are moments that go way beyond just adding points to a scoreboard. They tell a story all on their own. Right from the tip-off, Caitlin Clark hits the first shot, and of course it's a three-pointer. But little did we know, that was just the warm-up for what was to come. Fast forward to the third quarter at Carver Hawkeye Arena with just 25 seconds left on the clock. Clark takes 3 quick dribbles and pulls up from a jaw-dropping 36 feet out. That shot wasn't just another basket, it was Caitlin Clark's way of telling the world, I'm back.
Looking possessions of the day for Brazil. Here's Clark. Wow! You bet! From beyond the logo! And a little point afterward.
Early in the game, you could see Caitlin Clark finding her rhythm. The same confidence, the same court vision that turned her into an Iowa legend were still shining through. Her moves were instantly recognizable to anyone who had watched her dominate college basketball. Her passes were sharp, decisions lightning fast, and that signature smile, impossible to miss. The Brazil national team was already struggling to match the Fever's offensive pace, and then Clark crossed half court. You could see it in her eyes. That look, the one where she spots something no one else does. The defenders backed off, but not enough. Typical. What made this moment even more special was what happened next. The exact spot where Caitlin Clark took her shot wasn't by chance. It was the same spot where she had shattered Kelsey Plum's scoring record during her senior year. A moment in history now repeating itself in the most perfect way. Now, with her new team and under her retired jersey, Clark wasted no time. Without a moment's hesitation, she launched the ball from well beyond the three-point line. It soared high above the defense, following that iconic arc fans had seen countless times before. The ball swished through the net, untouched by the rim, adding an extra layer of magic to an already unforgettable moment.
I saw 30 seconds, I'm like, I can make a 2-for-1 work. You knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Did it get loud in here? When you scored? Yeah. No.
No one really cares. You gotta be better.
The reaction from her teammates said it all. Later, when Caitlin Clark asked if the arena got loud after her shot, Sophie Cunningham jokingly replied, "When you scored, no." Lexi Hull grinned and added, "No one really cared." That playful banter revealed something special happening with the Fever, a genuine team chemistry that goes beyond just basketball. The crowd's response was off the charts, reaching 117 decibels, a sound that players could feel physically in their chests. This wasn't just noise, it was pure joy unleashed by nearly 15,000 fans who had been waiting for this exact moment. Fever head coach Stephanie White perfectly summed it up. The shot was a great momentum builder, exactly what everyone hoped to see from Clark in that arena. That's just who she is and what she does. White's words captured the essence of what makes Clark so extraordinary.
I thought it was electric. It's what you've seen, whether it's from the outside on television or being here broadcasting, but to actually feel the energy. I mean, it is a thing when you talk about having a six man, so to speak. Crowd energy, it gives you a lift, it gives you a boost. it's why we all do what we do, like to feed into these kinds of environments. And so it was a lot of fun.
That one shot said it all about Caitlin Clark: the fearlessness, the limitless range, the flair for making big moments hers, and the deep connection to her roots in Iowa. The logo three-pointer wasn't just another viral moment, it was Clark's way of declaring that her WNBA journey was far from over. As the ball sailed through the air and swished through the net, the magic she created at Iowa came rushing back. With that shot, the stage was set for what would turn into a dominant team performance. The hometown hero wasn't just back, she was back stronger than ever.
I think it's hard to put into words like what exactly it means to me. It's almost overwhelming to a point. Like, I'm just very, very thankful to be able to come back to a place that continues to support me and see old friends that are having a great time getting to watch me do my thing, that don't play basketball anymore, that are just my friends, and spending time with them. Like, even though it was just dinner last night, like, it's just fun to come back here and like kind of feel like you're in college again in a way, but also it was a little weird like going in the locker room. And
the final score was 108-44, but no number could truly capture what went down at Carver Hawkeye Arena that night. Caitlin Clark's return wasn't just another game, it marked the beginning of what could be an unforgettable sophomore season. Yes, that 36-foot logo three-pointer got everyone on their feet, but watching Clark play for those 19 minutes showed something even bigger. This wasn't the same player who left the court 7 months ago. This is Caitlin Clark, completely unleashed.
I don't know, something about this gym like just makes me play well, and these shoes, like, it just, I don't know. So there's something about it, but I just, a lot of gratitude and just thankful I can share it with my family too. A lot of them were here, my grandparents were here, and they don't get to come to many either. And yeah, these are the moments that like you never take for granted, and you kind of just want to stay in for forever. So
while everyone was fixated on the final score, something much deeper was unfolding on that court. Caitlin Clark had been away from professional basketball for 7 months. 7 months to think, train, and grow. The real question wasn't whether she'd return strong, it was just how much stronger she'd come back. The answer was clear the moment she stepped on the floor. The added muscle on her frame wasn't just for looks. She was absorbing contact in the paint that would have sent rookie Clark off balance. She finished through defenders who thought they had her contained. Plays that last season would have ended with Clark hitting the floor, now ended with her scoring and jogging back on defense.
We want to compete, we want to be our best, we want to compete at a high level. We've got edgy players, we've got competitive players, and I guarantee you it doesn't matter if we're playing cards or if we're playing basketball. They want to win. And they want to do what it takes to win and position themselves to win. So I love that about this group. It means that we don't waste time in practice. They don't waste reps. They don't waste moments we have to get better. And it really is a joy to coach.
Caitlin Clark's court vision hit a whole new level. One play in particular stood out. A pinpoint pass threading the needle between two defenders, landing perfectly in stride for Aaliyah Boston to finish with an easy basket. Then there was the moment she found Kelsey Mitchell in the corner, anticipating her shot before Mitchell even realized she was open. The ball arrived right in her shooting pocket, and just like that, 3 more points for the Fever. But what really stood out to everyone watching wasn't just her skill, it was the joy she brought to every play. Every pass, every shot, every defensive stop was filled with that unmistakable Clark energy. She smiled after big plays, clapped for teammates, and pumped her fist when Boston grabbed a crucial rebound. This wasn't a player just going through the motions. This was a player who was genuinely excited to be back in the game she loves.
Clark, pull up 3. You bet! Extra feed, Hall. Another. Let's see Hall. Olsen, some trickery behind the bat. Hall elevates and drops it in. Here's Clark. Wow! You bet! From beyond the logo! And a little point afterwards.
The post-game moments hit just as powerfully as the game itself. Caitlin Clark shared an emotional embrace with former Iowa staff members, tears welling up in her eyes as she finally checked out of the game. The entire crowd stood, creating a wall of appreciation that moved even the most composed onlookers. In her post-game interview, she thanked Iowa fans for always having her back, a perfect way to end what had already been a perfect night. As the final minutes ticked away in the 64-point victory, it became clear this wasn't just a preseason win. It wasn't just Clark putting on a show for her old fans. fans. This was the Indiana Fever staking their claim for 2025. The foundation is being laid right before our eyes. A team that plays with joy, moves the ball seamlessly, and shares a chemistry that can't be faked. And at the heart of it all is Caitlin Clark, the hometown hero who returned to Iowa to prove that her basketball journey is just beginning.
Honestly, I was really excited to just get out there and play, and especially getting to do it for the first time this season in front of these fans was really cool for myself. And just seeing the amount of people and young girls and young boys that stand there and scream for me to sign their stuff, I don't take that for granted. That's so cool. I would be lying to you if I thought that was just normal and everybody gets to do that. They don't.
Beneath all the hype surrounding Caitlin Clark's homecoming was something even more exciting for Indiana Fever fans. Clear signs that this team is building something truly remarkable. It wasn't just about one player, it was about a completely reimagined team. The way the Fever dismantled Brazil revealed everything that had been missing last season. The ball zipped around the court, finding open shooters with ease. Defenders were all over the ball, forcing 26 turnovers. Players celebrated each other's successes, showing real team chemistry. This wasn't just Clark and a few friends. This was a genuine team effort. After a rookie season filled with growing pains, many wondered if Clark could truly gel with her new teammates. Would all the individual talent they'd gathered in the offseason translate into wins? Could they turn their potential into actual results? Well, for one night at least, the answer was a loud and clear yes.
How important was it for you to showcase this to your Indiana Fever teammates that this is special?
Well, I'm just thankful I could bring them all here. I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for them. So, this is what women's basketball is all about, and all these people, 15,000 people and more, love them too. So that's what it's about.
Kelsey Mitchell proved exactly why she's the ideal scoring partner for Caitlin Clark. She racked up 17 points, including 4 3-pointers, many of which came off Clark's perfect passes. Mitchell also contributed with 3 steals, showing off her increased defensive intensity. When asked about the team's offensive improvement since their last preseason game, Clark didn't hold back. "It wasn't as choppy as our game against Washington," she said. "That one was tough to watch at times."
Lose it. Another chance here for Indiana. Here's Mitchell, wiggling and cupping it in.
Aaliyah Boston's performance might have been the most promising sign of all. With 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, she showed the chemistry she's developing with Caitlin Clark, a duo that could become the heart of this offense. Boston's smart decisions with the ball stood out, creating opportunities not just for herself, but for her teammates too. Then, there are the 3 teenagers on the roster. Mitchell nailed a 3-pointer, while Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham proved they're exactly the kind of complementary players this team needs. Hull sank 3 3-pointers, and Cunningham's hustle and basketball IQ created the perfect spacing. Their unselfishness and ability to make the extra pass kept the offense moving. Players like Dana Bonner, Natasha Howard, Sydney Coulson, and Michaela Timpson brought the energy, grit, and hustle. Check out this sweet play from Coulson to Howard. It's moments like these that highlight the team's growing chemistry.
Here's Howard running with Coulson. Oh, Coulson! Some trickery behind the back. Caitlin Clark, a big smile.
Coach Stephanie White's defensive strategy is looking totally different this season. The Fever held Brazil to single-digit points in 2 of the quarters, something that would have seemed unthinkable just a year ago. "Our defense was really good," White said, though she acknowledged that they're still ironing out some miscommunications and mistakes. On offense, the Fever looked nothing like last year. Players were making sharp cuts, finding open shooters, and playing with confidence. Caitlin Clark orchestrated the game without taking over, showing full trust in her teammates. What really stood out, though, was Clark's physical transformation. The added muscle was clear, and it helped her absorb contact that would have sent her tumbling last season. Clark explained, "Being consistent in your training helps you feel better throughout the season and in the playoffs. The game gets more physical." As the final buzzer went off, marking a dominant 64-point win, the celebration wasn't just about Clark's return. It was the first real look at a team that spent the last 7 months building a strong foundation for what could be a breakout season. The Indiana Fever aren't just Clark's team, they're a complete unit ready to make some serious noise in 2025.
I'm glad I can be a role model for them, and they have a great impact on me too, and that's why you do it. even at the end of the day, say I scored 0 points, I'm sure they still would have been there screaming my name and wanting an autograph. And I think that just really kind of puts into perspective the impact. And, you know, there's a lot more bigger things in life than basketball.
What went down at Carver Hawkeye Arena wasn't just a game. It was a preview of what's to come in women's basketball. Caitlin Clark's return to Iowa revealed something truly special, a bond between player and fans that goes far beyond just jerseys and scoreboard numbers. When Clark called for that final cheer as she left the court, it wasn't just a goodbye. It was her way of saying, "See you soon," marking the start of a journey that's just getting underway. The Indiana Fever aren't simply building a team, they're laying the groundwork for something that could transform women's basketball forever. With a mix of seasoned veterans, fresh talent, and a coaching staff that's pushing them to new heights, 2025 isn't just another season, it's the beginning of something historic. If you're pumped for the upcoming season, drop a "fired up for the Fever" in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.